Okay, it's already recording. Yeah, I think so. It's already recording. Okay. So, yeah. Arigato. So, when we say algebraic expression, guys, mga algebraic expression, ano yung yung forma ay f of x equals 3x squared plus 5x plus 1. Mga nana ba, mga polynomial expressions. Like if you notice our previous examples before, kay puro rata straight, wala pa tayo fraction form, wala pa tayo rational form of algebraic expressions. So how are you going to do with this? So just a few reminder, just a few review. To get the derivative of this expression is just simply bring down the exponent 2 and then multiply it to the coefficients 3. We have 6x and then you do 2 minus 1 in the exponent part. So you have, on the next term, we have 5. And then the derivative of a constant term is 0, so you can just omit it. So your final answer is 6x plus 5. Wait, someone is chatting. Okay. Sige. All right. Guys, I think it's recording. On your end, do you see like a red circle on the top left portion of your screen? Do you see that?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes,
Yes,
Wanna-
sir.
That means to say that it's already recording. Okay, so that's how we do when it comes to algebraic expression. And that's what we are doing here is we're doing, the power rule. No? Power rule. So if you remember the power rule, if you have an expression x to the power of n, right? Ang kaning dx, guys, remember dx is just an expression for getting the derivatives, okay? So it's also the same thing when it comes to like f prime of x. So the derivative of doing this is simply bring down the n and then you copy the x and then you do n minus 1. This is only good when n is not equal to what? 1. And not equal to 1. Oh, sorry, not equal to 1. Let me change that. It should not be. Medyo laggy if I'm going to use like the Microsoft whiteboard, not equal to 1. There. So that's the power rule. Now I'm going to be introducing you to another 2 rules, guys. The first one is what we call the product rule. Product rule. No? No. When we say product rule, of course, the operation that is used is multiplication, right? Agree? So that's going to be what? The derivative of 2 different things, product. We say U and V. Guys, U, V, letters or variables are just dummy, okay? Meaning to say they can be replaced. Sama sa pag-ilis ni mo, char lang. So how do we do with the derivative, any case? This is very easy. You take the first term or first expression, and then you multiply it with the derivative of the second expression, which is V, and then you add it plus, and then you take the second expression, multiply it by the first, a derivative of the first expression. So like u dxv and then plus v dxu. Sir, can we interchange it? We want to try to do maguna si v, sir, and then dxu, and then u, then dxv. That's totally fine, guys. They are interchangeable. Okay, when you do addition, but yeah, remember, when you do addition, when you add 3 plus 4, the answer is 7. And that's the same thing when you do 4 plus 3. Agree? Yep. Yep, agree. So now, let me take an example for you guys. One moment. I think ilisana na ang kuan battery sa akong mouse kay marag ka nang muungot na siya at some point when scrolling ba. Wait sa ha. I'm fixing my mouse, guys. Ngano ka ni? One moment again. Okay, so let's have an example. So block B mo sa, so I'm going to use letter B. Let's say, for example, we have a function b of x equals 3x squared plus 4 times 2x cubed plus 3x. There. So if we wish to follow the product rule, guys, this is very easy. First, before you right away do the derivative, represent first the expression with the letters u and v. So para mas easier nga ma-pattern na to here, we're gonna do this expression as our u, and we're gonna do this expression as our v. No? We should check. Let me just write it properly. Okay. So doing the derivative of b of x, so that's going to be b prime of x or b prime x. We're going to copy first based on this pattern here. We're going to copy first the u, and in this case, our u, guys, is 3x squared plus 4. So it's better, guys, to place them inside the parentheses always to be in the safe side. And then we then do the dx. Dx, our v is 2x cubed plus, sorry, mga ginakabati sa ubang whiteboard kay ano, when you write things and then auto-detect din siya. I was actually looking for settings nga dili siya ana pero wa na ko makit-i. Anyway, so let's continue. 2x cubed plus 3x, right? And then copy the addition operation. So I'm gonna add it. Our v is 2x cubed plus 3x, close it, and then we're gonna do dx, then our u is 3x squared plus 4. There you go. Guys, this is d, guys, huh? Now, the only thing that we need to do here, guys, is to work those expressions after the dx's or the two dx's. How about these expressions, sir? Kanishan 3x squared plus 4 and 2x cubed plus 3x. There's no instruction to do anything before them. So the best thing that we can do is we just need to copy them as part of the answer. But for these expressions, we have the dx and the dx here. You need to take the derivative correspondingly. But for those terms that don't have the dx, don't do anything. Just leave them as it is and copy them as part of the final answer. So let's continue. So for this one, I'm just going to copy the 3x squared plus 4, because again, it's still part of the final answer. This time, what is the derivative of 2x cubed plus 3x? Anyone? Let me check our chat box. Where's our, there, alt H. So here, what is the derivative of 2x cubed plus 3x? (6x squared plus 3). Perfect. Perfect. So to confirm your answer, Gian, yes, you are correct. Jarek and Quinn, very good. So 6x squared plus 3. And then, again, since this is still part of the final answer, you just have to copy it. 3x times the derivative of 3x squared plus 4, which is, excuse me, 6x, right? Okay, very good, Rixel. So how do we do next, or what do we do next? You just need to do your usual algebraic manipulation, guys. Distribute the terms, and then if there are terms that can be combined, combine them, and then you're done. So let's work those things. So we have this one here. We know that's going to be 18x to the power of 4, right? When you multiply 3x squared by 6x squared. And then when you multiply 3x squared by 3, you would have 9x squared. Amen? Multiplying 4 by 6x squared, you have 24x squared. And then multiplying 4 by 3, you have 12. Right? And then doing these second expressions here, we have 12x to the power of 4, and then we have plus 18x squared. And just simple, combine the terms that can be combined. So the terms that I can combine, guys, are the 18x4 and the 12x squared. I'm sorry, 12x4. And that's, pila na siya? Is it 30? So that's going to be 30x raised to the power of 4. And those terms with the power of 2, 9x squared, 24x squared, 18x squared. Pila na sa latanan when you add them? Let me take my calculator. 9 plus 24 plus 18, 51. Good. Kabantay mo guys nga if mag-atag numbers ba kay it would take us sometimes, but if mag-atag money, murag dali ra siya. And then lastly, the final the last term, which is 12, that's still part of the final answer. So basically, the answer or the derivative of this form here is 30x to the power of 4 plus 51x squared plus 12. There. Question so far for the product rule. Ako siyang hinaynayon guys kay kanang ang block A ganiha. Ginanin ako ginahinan ako niya naghatag daw example nga kanang complicated niya. Sir kanang basta ako siyang ginahinay so ang process sa gid guys bantayan na niyo ang process giunsa siya. Regardless how complicated the given is, you just need to follow giunsa ang process. How it is done. Mo ra gyud ang i-consider how it is done. And also, when you know how it is done, you need to make sure also when you do your algebraic manipulation or processes, dili mo malipat sa multiplication, dili mo malipat sa signs, dili mo malipat o applying the laws of exponents when you multiply expressions. Okay? Dili sa mo malipat when you combine terms using addition or subtraction. Remember that we can only combine similar terms. We need to say they have the same exponents when you do addition and subtraction. But if they don't have the same exponents, we cannot combine them. Unless if we're going to do multiplication or division, apply the laws of exponents. Okay, so we're good with the product rule. Let's work with quotient rule. No? Sige. Quotient rule. Let me change color. So quotient rule, guys, of course, the formula is in division. Quotient rule. Good morning, Sir Christian Abaya. I see. Maxine, if it's going to be the internet, we don't have control over it, so that's totally fine. But if it crashes, like every time every time he opens Zoom and it crashes, I would suggest to like close other applications from the laptop, and then check the task manager bar or task manager, disable the background or other applications, or he can use phones lang or phone. Maybe if mag-crash it's the processor of the phone or the allowed sana memory sa phone, or if the internet connection na yun na wala natin control over. But anyway, this is recorded, so I hope he can visit this. But this recording, guys, will not be available right after the discussion. It will be available within the day, because within the day or after 24 hours, kaya mo na ang murag process sa Zoom ba, mag-convert pa ang video. So anyway, so let's continue. When we do quotient rule, guys, the operation used is also division. So we have dx u over v. And any condition, dapat si v, guys, dapat si v should not be equal to 0. That's going to be the case, always the case. Remember our discussions before? Now, we don't allow our denominator to be 0 because that's gonna mess everything. that's going to become undefined. So dapat kay bawat taas sa ratakutob, no? We don't force things. Kaya if ato i-force ang mga butang nga mahitabo, wala lang. Baka magsisisi tayo sa huli. Anyway, so how do we do with quotient rule, guys? First, inanig hapon ang process. You take the denominator v, and then you multiply it by, sorry, wrong on preposition, by the numerator u, the derivative of the numerator, and then you minus it with the numerator u multiplied by the derivative of the denominator v, and then all over the square of v. And that's a formula. So guys, sorry, there are more formulas that you need to remember pa good, guys. But you don't have to memorize them because I'm gonna provide you like kanang summary of formulas. Let me show you, ha. Para at least namin you can see brighter future ahead ba? Brighter future ahead. So these are the formula. I hope you can see this. Differentiation techniques, common notations for derivatives. We are done with this one here. If you remember, this was the limit definition of tangent line, and doing limit definition of a tangent line is simply the derivative raman. Derivative of a constant, so we have if f of x is equal to c, where c is a constant, then the derivative of that function is equal to 0. This is the power rule. Later on, we'll discuss this trigonometric identities as well as this exponential and logarithmic functions. And this is now the product rule, product of two functions. And we are now here, dx u over v, this is the formula, and then where v is not equal to 0. So let's go back to the whiteboard. Yeah, it is recording there. Sige. So let's take the same functions that we have here. So I'm gonna do, what if I'm gonna do b of x, not b of x. B of x equals 3x squared plus 4 over 2x cubed plus 3x. Now, let me scroll to the right. To the right. That's our function. And we're going to be doing the quotient rule, because of course the operation there is quotient. So para di mo maglibo, guys, represent the numerator and the denominator by the corresponding variable that you see here, u and v. So this is going to be our u, and this is going to be our v. And then we just need to follow this pattern to get the derivative of this function. Ready? So let's do this, ladies and gentlemen. Let me just paubsan ako kay murag I need a larger space. Okay, I think that's better. Someone is chatting, one moment. Sorry, will you send? I'm gonna upload it in shallow, guys, so no worries. Don't worry, I'm gonna upload it in shallow. Sharing is loving. Chos. Asa naman to? Okay, sige. Okay, so we are going to do the pattern that we have here. I hope you can still follow. Our v, guys, is 2x cubed plus 3x. So we're gonna do, always, guys, it's better to, it's safe to place every expression inside the parentheses para likay mess up ba, and then it's more organized. And then dx, our u is 3x squared plus 4. 3x squared plus 4. And then minus the u again, 3x squared plus 4. And then dx 2x cubed plus 3x. Over, hiwi kog agi, no? Over, see? Iwi ikot line Haridel. Over there. 2x cubed plus 3x squared. See? So guys, the only thing that you need to do here is get the derivative of those terms right after dx, because kanina kung dx, guys, is instructing us nga, hey block B, you see this dx here. If you see that, you need to take the derivative, or you need to get the derivative of that expression after dx. So this is an instruction for you to get the derivative of this expression. Same thing here. So let me copy, and then we're just gonna keep the same expressions kanang walay dx. So we have 2x cubed plus 3x. The derivative of 3x squared plus 4 is 6x, right? And then we copy 3x squared plus 4. The derivative of 2x cubed plus 3x is 6x squared plus 3 over, here you go, 2x cubed plus 3x squared. I know, sorry. Quantity din na siya dapat close. And then simplify algebraically the numerator. So distributing 6x to the terms here, we have 12x to the power of 4 plus 18x squared minus. You always place it inside the parentheses before doing the minus, ha? This is 18x to the power of 4 plus 9x squared plus 24x squared plus 12. And then all over tanan divided by 2x cubed plus 3x squared. And then we're going to distribute the negative signs inside the parentheses. So we are going to have 12x to the power of 4 plus 18x squared minus 18x to the power of 4 plus 9x squared plus 24x squared plus 12 all over the same denominator. And then in the numerator side, guys, you start combining those terms that can be combined. And to finalize our answers, we can combine these two numbers here. So what is 12x to the power of 4 minus 18x to the power of 4?
Sir, nakoy question ka jud, sir.
Yes, go.
Dili ma-distribute ang negative sign sa parentheses.
Oh,
So, example, negative
sorry.
18x, negative 9x, negative 24x, ug negative 12.
Good catch. Thank you. It will be it should be fair.
Welcome.
Thank you. So what is the answer when we combine 12x to the power of 4 minus 18x to the power of 4? Is it negative 6? No, if I'm not mistaken, negative 6. Yeah, negative 6x to the power of 4. Next, the squared. 18, this is positive 18x squared, negative 9x squared, and negative 24x squared. Pila na, guys? Negative 15, negative 15x squared, negative 15x. And then lastly, the negative 12, just copy it. And then don't forget your denominator, 2x cubed plus 3x raised to the power. That's your final answer. This is the derivative of the function b of x equals 3x squared plus 4 over 2x cubed plus 3x. The only thing that you need to be careful based on whoever that was that corrected the solution, guys, congratulations, kudos to you. You need to make sure nga dapat imong solution ba, whenever you do the manipulation, it's correct. That's a good thing, Jerick. You can only do it if there's something that we can cancel out. We can factor from the numerator and denominator, but we can simplify them. But based on what we can see here, even if you're going to expand the denominator, you mean to say expand, not evaluate. Even if you're going to expand the denominator, Jeric, you wouldn't be able to cancel anything from the numerator and denominator. So just stick on that answer as your final answer. Okay? So again, as I've mentioned earlier, the only thing that you need to do, you need to remember, you need to consider, guys, is the formula is given. The pattern is very easy. You just have to be careful on how to do the distribution, the multiplication of numbers, combination of numbers, or adding numbers, or adding expression, multiplying expression, dividing expressions. Katong mga laws of exponents in your junior high school, mga adding similar terms in your junior high school, everything in us in junior high school will be applied here in calculus. So you had to try to revisit them. Try to remember pa. Mag-reminisce mo sa inyong mga kaagi pag junior high school. Not just your crushes during your junior high school. Apila po ta mga lessons sa math, guys. Di ba? So, questions so far for a product rule and quotient rule. No questions so far? Clara? Okay. So I'm gonna give you like an exercise, guys. I want you to solve this. I'll give you maybe 5 to 7 minutes. 3x squared plus 2, 4x plus 1. And then find the first derivative. And the second derivative, second function is 5x plus 2 over 3x squared minus 1. Go. 5 to 7 minutes. I want you to solve these two things here. Just a sort of practice. Go. There's a river needs to see. There's a river. By the way, guys, this recording is solely for learning purposes. Any details nga naaning recording, guys, will not be exposed to anywhere other than here sa tuang learning discussion, learning environment. I'm gonna upload the video in Shallow Rasad, guys. So di ba, dapat natin disclaimer nga kung an mga data privacy statement dira kay basin ma-pearly shell. You know what pearly shell is? Sa gay lingo. Oh, mapriso. Ara, kabole ka, Ara. Do you have gay friends? Oh, advisory ba kay kuan ka ng sana kanang nagreklamo sa GC nga Shello is very hinay daw. So how was it? They have I just assumed sir. Okay, for number one, Quinn answered 36x squared plus 6x plus 8. Let me confirm it. Guys, I know that sa inyong end ba kay all the resources are available, especially if namo internet connection, no? But I would suggest na before you check your online resources, try to do it, make your attempts sa, kay para kuan ba? Para at least naay kuan ba? Na gani sense of fulfillment if your answer is correct or not. Okay, if mo direct magug ka check og resources, mo siya kanang makaumay ba aha dali ara sa answer o walay challenge. So, inana ba? So the answer should be 36x squared plus 6x plus 8. Perfect. That's a good answer. Correct. Good job. Di ba easy ra? Sa yun ra, so long as kanang matikulosa lang ka gawin sa nimo ay mong algebraic manipulation. Wala na siya problema, guys. So let's work on the second item. What's your answer? Narito ako, lalaki nang nakatingin sa mga ulap at bituin. Wait lang, sir. Cute, so wait lang, sir. Guys, take your time, no worries. I still have 30 minutes, I know. Still have more than 30 minutes, no? Hindi eh. Yeah, 10:30 man tanong, so napatay more than 30 minutes. Okay. There are answers to the sorry, I missed that, guys. Jarek gave an answer of negative 15x squared minus 12x minus 5 all over the quantity 3x squared minus 1 raised to the power of 2. Good. That's a good answer. Same with Rexel, I think. Yeah, they are the same. Good job. Kudos to Jarek and Rexel. You got it right, guys. So, di ba easy? Question so far for product rule and quotient rule.
Nakoy question sa quotient rule,
Go.
sir.
Go, go,
Uh,
go.
How do we determine, sir, nga like final answer na niya, di na ma-cancel out ang denominator?
That's a good
Like without
question. That's actually a good question. Okay, here's my take, ha. Looking at the numerator, guys, can you factor something from the numerator?
wala, sir.
Naoy.
Ay, two, huh? Three.
Very good. So you can factor 3. So take note of that. You can factor 3. So denominator, guys, if you're going to expand it, ang mahitabuan na, maka-imagine na kadaan nga ang first term is going to be 4x raised to the power of 6. Okay, square the first term na, di ba? Sakto?
Yes, sir.
Square the first term. 4 raised to the power of 6. Yeah, square the second term. 9x squared. I-compare na ang 4 og 9x. Na kay ma-factor nga constant.
Wala, sir.
Wala. Nga yung na-factor sa numerator kay constant 3 ba ya? So, kabaw nakadaan nga wala yung makanso sa babaw sa upo. Sinana siya, guys. No?
Thank you, sir.
Welcome. Kanang mata-mata ra ba, di ba? Tamban-tamban. So the question so far with Kuan, guys, with sani? Product rule and quotient rule. Wala no, Sandra. So I'm gonna stop sharing na, guys. I'm gonna stop sharing. And then I'm gonna share the formulas. So here. Again, I'm gonna upload this in Shallow. We are done with this and this one here, guys. Naka-feel kong naga-milk tea. So kani siya, just a few reminder, these notations are all the same. Okay? These notations are all the same. So don't get confused. They mean the same thing. It means that you just have to take the derivative of that function. This was the first example, a first definition that we have discussed before the midterms, the long method, limit definition of a slope of a tangent line to a curve. Kanisha, guys, they are just the same thing. So the reason why I did not cover this, even though naani siya sa book, I don't wanna like kanang maglibog mo sa mga formulas nga daghan na kaayo. Because these two things here, kanisha, similar na sa kaning first formula. That's why I only gave you the first formula lang. We know that we already have covered this, that derivative of a constant is equal to 0. So if your f of x is equal to c, where c is a constant, then the derivative is equal to 0. This is the power rule, x to the power of n. And later on, we'll discuss the trigonometric identities. But before the trigonometric identities, we are going to cover first the derivative of the exponential. Sorry, one moment. Natadak ako ang libro. Cancel. We're going to take the derivative. That's okay, Christian. We're going to discuss the derivative of exponential and logarithmic functions. Okay, so let's take this first. Guys, you might be confused. No, too sad. You might be confused. Sir, what's with the u? Guys, the formula that is, or the formulas that we have in this paper or bond paper, u here doesn't represent a constant number. U here represents expressions. So when we say expressions, it's anything that is not constant, anything that has a variable, okay? Anything that is a function at the same time. Anything that has x, y, z, any variable that you can think of. The previous examples that we have before are all x's. Now, if we're going to take the derivative of that x, diba it's 1, tama? When you multiply that 1 to the answer of the derivative, it's just the same thing. That's why, wala lang gishow yun sa pagkuha ang derivative sa x. It's just, we know it's 1 man. But if it's not x lang, let's say 2x something, 3x something, there's more that you need to do. And this is very easy, guys. So the derivative of e to the u, again, u is not a constant, it's an expression, is very simple. The e to the u itself times the derivative of the u, and you're done. So let's take an example, huh? Let me share a whiteboard. Sige. According to the formula that we have, guys, it says that the derivative of e to the u is equal to e to the u times the derivative of the u. Let's have this example. So I have a function b of x equals e raised to the power of 2x squared plus 1. So if you notice, the u that we have here, guys, is 2x. Let me just write u. U equals 2x squared plus 1. That is not a constant term. Okay, 2x squared plus 1 is an expression, not a constant term. In fact, it's a function. Amen? Amen. So how to get the derivative of this function? This is very easy, guys. You just have to follow this pattern here. So we have b prime of x equals copy the actual given, 2x squared plus 1, times the derivative of our u, which is our u, the 2x squared plus 1. There you go. And then you just continue with the solution. What is the derivative of 2x squared plus 1? There's a 4x. Great. 4x. You're done with your answer. So you can rewrite it as 4x e 2x squared plus 1. Either. Basta, you can use either of this answer, guys. Basta, ang katong other term, ba, isod yun mo siya parenthesis for organizational purposes. Ha? Okay. Pero if dili mo siya isod o parenthesis, so what siya ahead or before? The e. Para mas ninyo siya tanaw. Technically, the same naman good. Pero na mga good chances, guys, I have encountered this before na sakto na yung answer. No, ang yapon yung gibuhat, guys, ang kaning 4x, yung gi-multiply sa exponent. Which should not be the case. It's against the rule. So tupad lagi na sila. And since again, you cannot combine them because this is an algebraic expression, this is a logarithmic or exponential expression, and you cannot combine two different things. Amen? And you can just put them together, write them together. Question for e to the u. None so far? Diba? Easy, ra? Now, let's take a look at different formula na set. dx ln u. When we say ln, guys, it's natural logarithm, okay? And this is only good for natural logarithm expressions. So here is the formula. 1 over u times the derivative of u. Again, your u is not a constant term. From other block actually asked me, sir, what if u is a constant term? So let's say, for example, we do here u. Let's say u squared. So, I mean, e to the power of 2, it's already u squared. Remember that e is equal to 2.718. And then you have a squared. When you take the derivative of this expression, it's gonna become 0. Tama kay 2.718 squared would give you an exact value ba yan? And if you're going to take that, a derivative of that exact value, that's going to become 0. Amen? So yeah, that's why I said earlier, there is an exception. Dapat si you guys should not be a constant term or constant value. So let's have this example. Let me change color para makita ninyo. B of x equals ln, let's say, 4x squared plus 2. There you go. And I want you to find out what is the derivative of b prime of x. No, it's very easy. So here, we're going to follow this pattern here. And then our u, guys, is 4x squared plus 2. Agree? So doing the pattern that we have, let me change color. We have 1 over 4x squared plus 2 dx. Our u, guys, is 4x squared plus 2. And then this becomes 1 over 4x squared plus 2 times, remember times na siya? What is the derivative of 4x squared plus 2? 8x, very good. So it's 8x. There. Mo ni mong question ganiha Gwen nga kada sa tama kay bao if natay ma cancel or ma factor out. So when you multiply this one guys, this becomes 8x over 4x squared plus 2. What is that term that you can factor out from the denominator? What is a common term that you can factor out from the denominator? 2. Very good. So we can factor out 2. That's going to be 2x squared plus 1. So we can simplify this. Which one can be simplified? The 8 over 2. Agree? And 8 over 2 is equal to 4. So basically, the numerator becomes 4x over 2x squared plus 1. This is your final answer. This is the disadvantage when it comes to the Zoom whiteboard, guys, because dili ko ka-scroll gani. Di ko ka-scroll. I have to erase everything to show you a different to show you another solution. So question so far for the LNU. None. Very good. I'm gonna clear the screen, huh? Okay. I hope it's clear for you because I'm gonna clear the screen for me to proceed to the next item. There. Screen is cleared. Now let's take a look at the another definition or another formula that we have here. Dx a to the u. Also different ani when it comes to the e. The e is a constant value of 2.71822 else. This one here, guys, any value that is greater than 0. Anything that is greater than 0. Yung anong greater than 0 man siya, guys, because when it comes to logarithmic and exponential function, guys, logarithmic is an inverse of exponential function. And logarithmic functions, guys, only deals with positive real numbers. There's no log term for negative numbers, okay? So yeah, that's why a is greater than 0. So you can think of any number that is greater than 0. So what's the answer? This is a to the u, ln a, derivative of u, provided that a is greater than 0. That's very easy, guys. Naala ning formula ha, guys. Maka-pattern na din ka, and then you can just take the derivative of u, and then you're done. So let's have an example. Another lesson nga letter. Let's L of x equals 5 raised to the power of 2x cubed plus 3x squared. So this is an example of this expression here because a is greater than 0 and it satisfies the situation. And your u is not a constant term. Our u here is clearly 2x cubed plus 3x squared. And our a here is equal to 5. Now, if we wish to find out the derivative of that function, you just need to follow this pattern. You start with a, which is 5, to the u, which is actual given. So it's 3x squared. ln 5 dx 2x cubed plus 3x squared. Continue with the process. 2x cubed plus 3x squared. ln 5 times, what's the derivative of 2x cubed plus 3x squared? Is it 6x squared plus 6x? 6x squared plus 6x, right? Yes, very good. Now, guys, you might be thinking, I encountered this before when I was teaching a different school. After they got this answer, guys, ilang gibuhat gani is, ilang gimultiply ang 5 to these numbers or terms here. No, that's not going to be the case because this ln 5, guys, is one term. And this one here is another term. And this one here is another term or another expression. We cannot combine different expressions. This is algebraic expression. This is logarithmic expression. And this is exponential expression or exponential term. So we cannot combine when they are not similar. We can only combine or multiply them when they are similar. So the final answer that we have here is kanira gid siya. So that's going to be, if ganahan mo i-organize yung answer, ipambutang ni mo na siya og kanang parentheses para signifies nga that's multiplication. And then 6x squared plus 6x. Done. Question for a to the u. See, ang imo yung buhaton guys is copy ka sa given, nga iln mo ang base, and then take the derivative of the u. Then you're done. Question so far? Wala. Sige. I'm gonna erase, I'm gonna erase this because I'll proceed to the next example. Nahuman na lang ang period nila guys. So yapon sa kasunod sa Zoom. Ay sa shallow. Anyway, so let's continue. I'm gonna clear this out. So I'm gonna proceed to the next item. Well, let me write the formula sa. Sige. The formula now is dx log of a u. Again, this a should always be greater than 0, okay? Because it's log. The formula that we have here is 1 over u ln a. 1 over u ln a. 1 over u ln a dxu. dxu. So similar concept, guys. Dapat si a is greater than 0 and u is not a constant term. So let's have an example. b of x equals log of a x squared plus 2. So our u here, guys, is very clear. X squared plus 2. Sorry, let me change a to a different number. Para mas maklaro ninyo. Let's say this is 7, which satisfies the situation here because 7 is greater than 0. So if we wish to find out, and our a is 7, if we wish to find out the derivative of that function, that's going to be very easy. We just have to follow this pattern. 1 over our u is x squared plus 2. So parenthesis, ln 7. Na? dx derivative of u, x squared plus 2. So this becomes 1 over x squared plus 2 ln 7 times, what is the derivative of x squared plus 2? 2x, right? So simplifying this becomes 2x over x squared plus 2 ln 7. You're done. Ask me any questions, guys, if you have something to ask. Good? No questions so far? Because I'm going to proceed to trigonometric identities. Sige, I'm going to close this out and stop sharing. I'm going to try to share my screen. Whiteboard, sorry. Ano ni? Di ako ka-delete. Ara. Okay. I'm going to take a screenshot of this. Just give you a minute. Huh? Now, this is going to be very easy, guys, so long as you have the formula lang yun. The formula is going to be your ticket to heaven. Ticket to heaven. Okay, here's the different derivatives for the six basic trigonometric identities. You have sine u, derivative of sine u is equal to cosine u, the derivative of u. Excuse me. Tangent, you have secant squared u, derivative of u. Secant u is secant u, tangent u, derivative of u, and so on and so forth. I'm not gonna read it because kanang samok siya sa baba. So here's the scenario. If I'm going to give you a function like this, function f of x equals, let's say tangent 2x squared plus 1. And I want to ask, what is the derivative of that function, guys? No? This is very easy. You have to refer your answer to the formulas that we have here. And the only formula that would make sense in the problem is this tangent u here, because it's the given is tangent. And your answer, I mean, your u is 2x squared plus 1. So we just have to follow this pattern here. There you go. Secant, let me change color ha, para maklaro ninyo. So secant squared u, which is 2x squared plus 1, so dx u, which is still 2x squared plus 1. And then simplify. Secant squared 2x squared plus 1 times, what's the derivative of 2x squared plus 1? It's 4x. 4x. You're done. Now, you cannot multiply the 4x, guys, to the terms inside the parentheses here because this secant squared 2x squared plus 1 is one whole term, and that is a trigonometric term. 4x is an algebraic term, and we cannot combine or multiply two different terms. Amen? So your answer should be this whole thing here. Or you can rewrite at 4x secant squared 2x squared plus 1. Easy? Question so far?
Pero either nga kanang arrangement, sir, sakto ra.
Uh-huh. Yep,
Okay.
yep,
Alright.
yep. Either arrangement kay wala dyan problema, guys. Next. So what if, and that's going to work all of the formulas that you have here. So it's similar like sila, guys. So what if I'm going to give you like secant, secant, let's say 4x squared. So it's secant man. So we have the derivative of that function, sir, is equal to secant 4x squared, no? Tapos tangent na sa 4x squared niya. Ipang so na to nag-parenthesis kana. Kana. Tapos dx 4x squared. So that's gonna become secant 4x squared, tangent 4x squared, and then times pila ni? 8x. Mana? I would accept this answer. But if you want to write this way as well, I'm good. Either. Question so far. Easy ra, di ba? None so far? Okay. Sige ha. Sure na nga none so far na good because I'm gonna give you like a challenge question for the rest of the 15 minutes. Challenge one item lang. Sure na? Okay, sige, sorry. How about that? Nina Lin. Kani. How about that? To the left, this one. So we still have 14 minutes to
Sir, kanang naad ay kalimot ko og kanang say sa request ni Christine, sir. Kanang di daw she can't be in this class, sir, kay gikan pa magud siya travel kanang padulong.
Corsiga.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, she sent me a message last night ko. Catch up lang ka sa lesson.
Sige. Sige, sir.
And as far as the attendance is concerned, guys, this is recorded, so I can see people who are here, man. So that. Okay. So wala na question so far. Sige, let's take this a challenge. So challenge. Wala pa ba tayo PT sa third quarter? Relax ang mga itong PT kay same as the last semester. Find the first derivative of this function. Someone is chatting. It's part of the computation. It's not technically graded, but it's part of the computation. Pero mga 10% ra, oy. Dili kay siya ma-affect kung dago kay mag-score. Pero if wala gyud mo sudsud sa class C, kay mo reflect mo ng attendance, guys, behaviorally. So, try to solve this item. Sige, cosine. Cosine. Go. That's for the rest of 12 minutes.
Pwede mag-ask, sir.
Go. Yeah, pwede, uy.
Sa pag-derivative, ana, sir, each term sa no before ang overall.
Pwede ka magkuha ng derivative sa each term, but you need to follow the quotient rule.
Ditso?
Quotient rule. Combination ng trigonometric quotient rule o product rule. Makaya siya, guys.
Try lang, sir.
Sige, go. Sige, taganda mo first step, ha? Division man is, so we know it's quotient rule. So this is gonna be our U. This is gonna be our V. If you remember the quotient rule, we have copy the entire V, secant 3x, tangent 3x, times the derivative of U, cosine 2x squared plus 4, plus cosine 2x squared plus 4, derivative of the V secant 3x tangent 3x over secant 3x tangent 3x squared. So inyong focus, guys, is ang derivative ani. Muna kung pasabot ni mo ganiha when you ask nga individual derivative. So para dili mo maglibog, guys, i-pause sa ni siya here. Focus sa mo sa duha ani. Then once you get the derivative aning duha, i-rewrite tayo ang fraction form with the derivative na. So unsa may derivative sa cosine 2x squared plus 4. Di ba itong u ani kay 2x squared plus 4 man. Tama? So sa ito yung formula sa derivative, let me take a screenshot ha. No, ko screenshot ay dire. Excuse me, sa cosine, dira. Cosine, it's negative sine u times the derivative of u. So this is going to be equal to negative sine u, which is the 2x squared plus 4. So the parentheses, pwede mo maglabel. As well as kanidari, so the parentheses. Dx u, which is 2x squared plus 4. This becomes negative sine 2x squared plus 4 times the derivative of that expression, which is 4x. And you cannot, again, multiply it to the terms here. So your final answer for this cosine 2x squared plus 4 is negative, excuse me, 4x sine 2x squared plus 4. So na naki-answer ani. Na naki-answer sa kaning form here. Ang imo na lang ko lang guys is kani. No? Sige, ato na isuwat ha.
Sir, kadyo lang
Oh.
sir, sa imong formula sir kay minus man ang operation sa numerator. Sir,
Yeah,
sir,
thank you so much. Ay, good catch. Diba, lipat-lipat ng taani. Thank you. It's minus. But the rest of the solutions are correct.
yes, sir.
Secant 3x, tangent 3x. Now, if we're going to take a look at here, guys, sa formula, wala may tupad nga secant ug tan. Tas sa tagsa man ni sin u, tan u, secant u, cosecant u, cosine u, cotangent u, walay secant tan. So, saan na siya, sir? Ang imong gamiton is ang product rule. This is going to be the u, this is going to be the v. Manong yun kaniha nga? It's a combination of quotient rule and the product rule and the trigonometric identity. So, unsa man na mataboron, so it's gonna be secant 3x dx tan 3x. This time plus na kay product rule naman ta. Tan 3x dx secant 3x. Go, isolve daw niyo si answer ana. And then mo na to ibutang diri. Iilis na to ani, ini-write ito sa actual given. So, I'm gonna box this. This is going to be used to replace this whole term here. And I'm going to get your answer for this one here using this one here. Go. Nadaog 5 minutes.
Try lang, sir.
Na 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 meets the sea. There's a river full of memory. What a feeling. Sige. I hope you were able to get this. So this secant 3x times, ang derivative ani guys, if na-gets nyo is 3 secant squared 3x. Sakto?
Yes. Sorry, sir. Nabaliktad
Oh.
na din ako pagsuwat.
Pero same ra na. plus tangent 3x. And then derivative aning secant 3x guys is 3 secant 3x tangent x. Sorry. Tangent 3x. Sakto? Sakto ra?
Yes, sir. Pareha, sir.
Okay. Sige, kani siya makombine maning kaning duha. So that's gonna be 3 secant cube 3x, loss of exponent. Plus, kani pod makombine po ni siyang duha. That's gonna be 3 secant 3x tangent squared 3x. So na natin answer ani. Mo ni answer niya. In other words, mo na atong i-replace the re. So, pagamyan ako ha. Hopefully makita pa siya. So this becomes secant 3x tangent 3x times, kung sa ganit derivative ani, dara. Negative 4x sine 2x squared plus 4. Close. Tapos minus, kani, cosine 2x squared plus 4, 4 na, times, kaning naa sa ubos, kani, medyo taas-taas siya. 3 secant cube 3x plus 3 secant 3x, masukot pa siya, tangent 3x over, ito na last, ang denominator na ito, itong denominator na ito, secant 3x tangent 3x squared. Secant 3x tangent 3x. Karon, squared din, squared. O ha. Dili sa na ko pang distribute ha. Ako lang i-focus akong self ha. Plus manino? Plus. If i-distribute na to ni Dere, magtupad na si cosine og secant. Tama? Kana po distribute to magtupad na si cosine, secant og tangent. Na basig magunahon na ba sir? Pwede na ko i-factor si secant 3x tangent 3x. Kani kay napo sa diri para ma-cancel ang duha dili. Ngano man ang mahitabo mo gud ani is na i-plus diri o. Inig multiply nimo na mahimo ng tulo ka book terms, usa ka term ni one term ana plus another term kani. And then all of the three terms guys kay walay secant 3x tangent 3x. Ang naay secant 3x tangent 3x is ang first term lang ug ang third term. So we cannot factor the secant 3x tangent 3x. So your answer is mo na ni siya. If imo nang i-simplify nga kanang negative ibutang nimo diri sa unahan, pwede ra sad. Pero okay na ko aning answer guys. I'm good with that answer. Question so far?
None na, sir.
Okay. Okay, it's already 10:30 niya. Basig magklase pa yung next period. All right, so I'm gonna upload an assignment, guys. Mga 3 items ka buok. And then, or 3 to 4 items. And then, The deadline is going to be Saturday, kaya class Friday. Saturday, 11:30 p.m. Okay? And the recording will be uploaded as well later on. Again, Zoom will have like time to convert the recording. So yeah. Oh, Gian, okay. Good. Good. So be careful mo ng mga pakapin nga 3 para nang Gian, no, do not forget, ayo kalimot nga dili dapat sila i-multiply sa kuyog sa secant. Okay, 3 is a constant and then secant is an identity, trigonometric identity. We cannot combine them. No more questions so far. I'm gonna stop sharing na.
No more questions for me, sir.
Sige. All right, that's it for today, guys. And thank you so much for joining the class. And the attendance will be checked on the recording. So yeah, na may data na. Thank you and take care. Goodbye.
Goodbye and thank you, sir.
Bye and thank you,
Goodbye
sir.
and thank you, sir.
Bye and thank you, sir.